Heads up, because what do you know, we've got even more fever dream-esque Thailand headlines this week. Everything from a monk going full demon mode. An Aussie journalist residing in Thailand is now facing charges for something that you may have not even known was illegal in the country. And of course, it would never be a Thailand news update if we didn't have a couple foreigners who have come to the country, and now we get to hand out a Darwin Award as well as the Dum Dum of the Day Award. So don't be afraid, we've got another one to delve out today, so make sure you stick around. What is up, guys? Good afternoon from Thailand and welcome back to the channel. If for some reason it feels like we haven't done a news update in a long time, maybe it's because I'm just going full-blown cross-eyed from doing daily videos, even though it's been a great time. Thank you to all you guys who have been here throughout every single video this month. I see you guys in the comments. I really appreciate it. But as always, I have delved through the bowels of the interwebs and collected what I consider the most outrageous / informative / just WTF, what are we doing types of moments when it comes to Thailand's headlines this week. So let's get into it. Our first story coming to us from the Bangkok Post. If you've kept up with the videos long enough, you are probably noticing, my arm. You are probably noticing a trend at this point. And that trend seems to be that I didn't really know until I came to Thailand, but apparently some monks kind of like to party. Monk arrested in multi-billion baht land fraud case. A monk has been expelled from his temple after being arrested on suspicion of being part of a gang that forged land rights documents for use in financial fraud 2 years ago. Man, I'll tell you guys, these pop-up adverts on news sites are the absolute bane of my existence. I hate it. Every single news website is like this. Why? Please, why, guys?
Stop. Seriously, stop.
The monk, identified only as Tasanai, was arrested at Wat Golam in Lap Lay district, Uttaradit, on Sunday. Police said the suspect is a native of a neighboring Sukhothai province. He is among 40 people suspected of supporting the forgery of land title deeds and other land rights documents used to seek personal loans and auto loans from private lenders in Sukhothai and Uttaradit. The suspects include an expelled land official in Sukhothai who is still at large and is believed to be the gang leader, police said.
No, don't like that.
Now, with this story in mind, I want to send you guys on a little adventure. I want you guys to complete a quest for me. Next time, you're using the bathroom or you're on lunch break at work and you got, 30 minutes, 45 minutes to kill, I want you to go down the Thailand monk rabbit hole. Of course, these guys are an exception to the vast majority of monks in Thailand, but if you want to hear some crazy stories about some situations and some crime rings that will absolutely blow your mind, I highly advise you dive into this. It seems like there's, one or two popping up every 6 months or so. This one, while it be terrible and scamming people over land rights is pretty dark, there's some that go a whole lot deeper. So I highly suggest give that a Google. Now, rolling right into our next story, if you are planning on coming to Thailand or most of Asia for that matter, this is something that is very important to understand. Coming from America, a lot of people kind of take it as granted that you can go on the internet, you can say whatever you want, you can believe whatever you want, you can tell people they're terrible, that, that places suck, or you don't like a specific business, and you don't really have anything to worry about. I think a lot of people take that for granted in the West. When you come to Asia, it's a bit of a different ballgame, which we will see in this story. Aussie journalist faces Thai trial over Malaysia blog points. So this is a very important thing to understand. We'll get into a little bit more why in the story. An Australian journalist living in Thailand will face trial after publishing blog posts criticizing Malaysia, prompting legal action and international concern. Murray Hunter will stand trial in Thailand on December 22nd after being charged with defamation over articles critical of the Malaysian government. The 64-year-old Aussie, who resides in Hat Yai, faces prosecution following a complaint lodged by Malaysia's Communications and Multimedia Commission. According to Thai lawyers for human rights, the case stems from 4 articles published on Hunter's Substack blog, accusing the MCMC of political bias and misuse of authority. TLHR has labeled the proceedings as a transnational slap strategic litigation against public participation case designed to silence criticism rather than secure legal redress. Redress? I got a pretty good vocabulary. I'm not sure what that means. If you know, hit me down in the comments. Let me know what that actually means. Hunter was arrested on September 29th at Suvarnabhumi Airport while preparing to board a flight to Hong Kong. Thai police, acting on Malaysia's request, detained him overnight before releasing him on a 20,000 baht bail. His passport was confiscated and he has since been barred from leaving Bangkok. So when it comes to defamation laws, of course, I am not an attorney. I know it might be a surprise given these dashing good looks and this superior wit and intellect. From my very limited understanding, let me just give you a breakdown how this works in Thailand. I'm not sure if it's different in Malaysia. But when it comes to criticism against the government, the royal family, things like that, I highly advise just avoiding it entirely, especially if you're a foreigner. I think it's kind of weird when foreigners come into somebody else's country and complain about things, but that's a whole different conversation. But this also doesn't have to do with just, the government or the royal family. When it comes to businesses, even personal relationships, things like that, the defamation laws are much different than they are in America. In America, if you said something that's true, it's, not necessarily defamation. If you went into a business, you didn't like your experience, you post a Google review about what actually happened, even if it's 100% factual, in Thailand, that can still land you in some hot water. So I highly advise, just be here, be respectful. If there is something you want to speak about, or especially if you're a journalist, something like that, it's a very fine line. So make sure you understand what's okay and what's not.
I triple dog dare ya!
And now we get into the good stuff. Some of the Darwin Awards. Make sure you stick it out though, because our last story today is our winner of our Dum Dum of the Week award. But this is a perfect segue to kind of get us there. Coming to us from the Tiger Austrian man arrested at Phuket airport over fake stamps. Not gonna lie, when I first read that, I thought it was Australia. I was like, come on, boys. We're better than that. Hopping into the article though, a foreign national was arrested at Phuket airport after immigration officers discovered forged passport stamps and a visa overstay during a departure check. A 41-year-old Austrian man was arrested at Phuket International Airport after immigration officers discovered forged entry and exit stamps in his passport and found he had overstayed his visa by a staggering 578 days. That's a pretty good one, but we've seen worse.
I pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Immigration officers became suspicious during a routine check and flagged inconsistencies in the man's travel documentation. A closer inspection revealed counterfeit immigration stamps, prompting an immediate arrest and the initiation of formal criminal proceedings. Overstaying by more than 90 days is considered a serious immigration offense, with those caught typically facing fines, blacklisting, or deportation. The addition of forged documentation significantly worsens the legal outlook.
He was a retard.
What?
He was a retard.
Okay, so we've got a couple do's and don'ts here. One, don't overstay your visa. I hope I don't have to tell you that. I'm sure I don't. I know we've got the smartest viewership on the entirety of YouTube. One thing that I feel like some people don't really understand is that while yes, Thailand still does stamps, if you go through immigration, you notice they got computers. So the stamps are more to just for you to verify while you're in country. Say you get stopped by the police or an immigration officer or something, so you can say, hey, here's my stamps, blah, blah, blah. They don't really have the opportunity right there to look at a computer. But when it comes to going through the airport, of course, the immigration officers will thumb through your passport and look at the visas, but they're also looking at it on the computer. So initially when I read this, I did not understand. I'm like, why would you forge entry and exit stamps? In my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, well, yeah, if you are trying to manipulate a visa system, wouldn't you want less of those stamps? But hearing he has overstayed, it makes sense. So he's overstayed that entire time. He put fake stamps in there to make it look like he was leaving the country and coming back in. But even with those, every time one of those stamps get put in there by a legitimate official, they sign off on it and then it goes into the computer. So I'm guessing what happened is when he went up to the computer, they looked at his stamps, none of those were registered in the computer, and boom, you're busted. And not only in Thailand, I know for a fact in America, and I would assume most other countries, tampering with your actual passport is a very serious offense, whether that be fake stamps, removing pages, taking stickers off, whatever it may be. Technically, at least when it comes to American passports, technically that's not your property. Technically that's property of the State Department. So when you start trying to change stuff in it, you are forging State Department documents, essentially. Not good.
Guess who's going to jail?
And rolling right into my most WTF story of the day. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Usually, I feel like this would be even more of a WTF story to me, but it seems like, especially over the past 6 months or so, we've been seeing this quite a bit. Here we go again. We've got another one, boys. Naked foreigner on motorcycle startles Kampang Pet residents. A naked foreign man stunned shoppers in Kampang Pet Market early Saturday morning when he rode a motorcycle into town center and walked into a convenience store without wearing any clothing. Photos and videos show the man, described by police as a Western national in his 30s, arriving at a shop inside the Klongland Fresh Market around 7:30 a.m. He appeared unfazed by onlookers, using one hand to cover his bits before riding away. Police and immigration officers later tracked him to a house in the Ban Suan Sam area of Klong Nam Lai, where they found him sitting calmly on a chair wearing only shorts. His Thai wife was trying to comfort him, officers said. With the help of an interpreter, police learned the man had been heavily intoxicated and stressed by personal problems. His wife told authorities that they had been together for 3 years and share a 2-month-old daughter. She said he arrived in Thailand unannounced, walking about 5 kilometers from a bus station to reach her. She said her husband had spoken of depression and previously came close to attempting S-word abroad, but had not received treatment. He planned to return to his home country at the end of the month for medical care. Quote unquote, I want to apologize to society on behalf of my husband, she said. I've tried to stop him, but he said this was normal where he comes from. I am sorry for his behavior. Now, don't get me wrong. I get it when, people are going through a rough spell. I'm sure we've all done things that may seem absolutely wild to those around us. But just speaking from my own anecdotal evidence, I've been in some really bad spots. I've been in some mindsets that were not good for anybody, not good for me, not good for those around me. And honestly, never did it cross my mind. You know what could fix this? Just a Buck Stark cruise down to 7-Eleven real quick.
You underestimate my power.
But obviously this dude's off his rocker a little bit, at least right now. So hopefully he gets the help that he needs. Of course, I still believe that he should be held 100% liable with this. I actually had to look up where this is as well, because as you may have recognized from the name, this is not somewhere where foreigners are usually hanging out. If he has a wife up there and a kid, that makes sense. So I can only imagine, for all those Thai people living up there, don't see a ton of foreigners as it is. And not only is, hey, there's a foreigner on a bike, and his dong is just swinging free. I can't, between this and then we had another one here in Pattaya maybe a month ago, and then a month or two before that we had another one in Phuket. I don't know what's going around. I don't know if people are getting bad batches and just partying a little too hard, but I guess we'll have to wait and see, huh? As always, if you have any ideas for trending stories that you would like to see covered here on the channel, I would love to do some more deep dives. It doesn't necessarily need to be recent. Ideally, it's something that happened in Thailand. But regardless, if you have an idea, something that you would like to see on the channel, please feel free to drop it down in the comments below. But I am starving. Some green curry is calling my name. I can hear it on the wind. Thank you so much for being here. Day 19 of No Chill November, and we are chugging right along. So I really appreciate you guys being here. I will see you tomorrow.